I was born a little town up on Lake Erie in Ohio, Ashtabula, Ohio, December 11th, 1945. I went to high school in Ashtabula High School. I was a gangly, little skinny, scrawny guy, so I tried to play football and basketball and a few other things. I can say honestly that I was not very good at it. From the time I can remember, I wanted to be a sailor. My father was a sailor, and my uncle was a sailor, and I just knew a lot of their friends that had been in the Navy, and life sounded exciting to me. Graduated from high school on the 6th of June. On the 10th of June, I was in boot camp. I didn't know what I was getting into. After boot camp, I went to what's called A school to learn to be a machinist mate. While I was there, we were taking a final test on a Friday, and it was the day that John Kennedy was assassinated, so we were graduated early and headed out to the fleet.
We talked for hours and hours and hours, and I went back to my room that night and told my roommate that I said, it's got a funny name or something, or I don't know what it is for sure, but I said, I'm going to marry him. And all she said was, well, you better find out his name first.
I did about 6 cruises on ships to Vietnam, and I did 1 tour in country on the rivers in Mekong Delta on a destroyer and running off the coast and doing kind of gunfire support and everything, and didn't realize they were shooting at us, and we had guys that were working on the air conditioning on the ship, and all of a sudden realized that bullets were flying all over the place, and we just thought that the banging and the chip and hammers that we were using, we didn't realize that they were live rounds that were hitting the ship. We kind of had an attitude that we were young and nothing could happen to us, but it did. I find it hard to talk about Vietnam yet, still today. There's friends that I talk to, but we're sharing sort of the same stories. You know, we were in a different world, and I reflect on it often, and I think how lucky I was, and a lot of my friends that were back. We didn't know things back here in what we called the world had been upset, and it wasn't the way that we left it. And I got off the plane and walked into San Francisco airport, and wasn't in the airport a minute before somebody had spit on me, and people were hollering. I loved ships, I loved going to sea, I loved seeing foreign ports, I loved the smell of foreign ports. I got to see most of the world, so I sailed the 7 seas. That's what I wanted to do, and I got to do that. It teaches responsibility, it teaches some history, just a little bit all around of everything of life, and it's a pretty good course.
We just celebrated our 52nd wedding anniversary last month. He's always there for you. He always takes care of you. He continually, if you have a problem, he's right there. It doesn't matter if it's money or it's to listen to or scream at. He's there for you. He says, maybe I'll think about retirement later, but I'm not going to worry about it.
I've enjoyed it all. I've really been blessed. Every one of it's been a challenge. Every corner that I've turned has been not only a challenge, but fun.